This video is for you if you're just learning about zodiac signs. Remember that your moon sign and rising sign also have an impact on you when you view any zodiac signs videos that feature your sun sign. Your rising zodiac sign reveals how other people perceive you, while your moon sign describes how you feel. Look up your birth chart if you want to learn more about your moon or rising sign. You, Cancer, are the fourth zodiac sign, the second cardinal sign, and the first water sign. You are the first sign in the zodiac to appreciate emotions, privacy, and the past. Cancer not only inherited Gemini's characteristics, but also Aries and Taurus's. Gemini adds Taurus's sense of reason and logic while also supporting Aries by giving it a purpose. And as a result, duality is created, forming Gemini. Cancer is a sign that will demonstrate to you why emotions are just as significant as other factors, even though it now understands duality, logic, and purpose. The moon is associated with the sign of Cancer and is considered the element with the fastest relative motion in the solar system according to astrology. The moon is a planetary body that moves quickly and is noted for its propensity for change. The moon is a symbol for everything that we would find inside ourselves, including our souls and our preferences, dislikes, anxieties, and emotions. Being a sign governed by the moon, Cancers are renowned for their capacity for understanding both their own and other people's emotions, as well as for their peaceful, kind disposition. Being ruled by the moon, Cancers are in a unique position to dispel darkness, create new light, and bring about rapid transformation for the inner parts of oneself. One of the most amazing characteristics of the zodiac belongs to Cancer: their natural capacity to make other people happy, even when they're not feeling well themselves. The moon stands for the unconscious mind, therefore Cancers are by nature more perceptive and sociable. A full or new moon are the two unique lunar phases that directly impact Cancers, but not other signs. They are highly perceptive, and their personality changes according to the phases of the moon, yet they have an innate sense that long journeys are good for them. The sign Cancer is about remembering your past lives and the past lives of the universe. People who are Cancerian have a strong sense of sentimentality and a penchant for nostalgia. Going through family photos and trying to preserve them with photo albums, videos, and keepsakes can take them hours at a time. A Cancer will come up with incredibly inventive ways to hold on to their memories and the intimate moments that mean the world to them. However, due to their emotive nature, Cancers are prone to spiraling into a gloomy mindset on their own. With very little effort, they can spiral from one memory to another and then to another. To overcome this negative vortex, women in Cancer and those in the Gemini-Cancer cusp may need to put in more effort. To help themselves break free from negative thoughts, they need to have a list of items or activities they can perform for solace and replenishment. Being a water sign, Cancers have heightened emotional awareness. Water signs are typically sensitive to emotions and tend to be self-protective, which is related to their sensitive nature. Because Cancerians consider all options before making a decision, they have to be confident in their emotional stability and sometimes take unconventional paths. Water signs are prone to feeling aimless, disoriented, and confused when making decisions. Due to its cardinal position, Cancer is best suited for the benefits of water signs while minimizing many of their drawbacks. While other water signs, such as Scorpio, could have a tendency to be directionless, Cancers are propelled forward by their cardinal position with great force. Although Cancers can be unpredictable and unsure of themselves at times, they never hesitate to make decisions or feel helpless when they do. Being sensitive to their emotions is another characteristic of water signs. Once more, how they perceive emotions is determined on where they are in the zodiac. Cancers experience a great deal of emotional fluctuation and receptiveness because they are water signs in cardinal positions. To put one astrological sign in comparison, Pisces is also a water sign, but they are in the mutable family. Pisces tends to be emotionally rigid and helpful rather than receptive when water and the changeable sign are combined. Therefore, Pisces would eventually give up listening and go off to do what they believe is best. But Cancers usually listen to problems and give little advice, letting the person in need take the initiative. Water signs are quite observant. They are very perceptive, although not as perceptive as earth signs. Earth signs have keen observational skills when it comes to people's physical characteristics and whatever they may notice. When it comes to people's hidden characteristics and everything that piques their intuition, water signs are keen observers. Water signs have keen intuition about a person's soul and energy. All water signs are thoughtful and introspective, but the sign of Cancer represents the past, while the sign of Scorpio represents the present because it is a symbol of change that takes place in the present. This change has an impact on the past and sets off events in the future. Scorpio is constantly perceiving others and figuring out what's on their minds. This happens when they are present. Pisces then stands for the past, present, and future. Each of the three water signs has a strong emotional bond with both oneself and occasionally with other people. Cancers have a propensity to become lost in their thoughts and often remember the past. Since it offers them more time to be imaginative and creative thinkers, all water signs adore being enigmatic and reclusive. When they are with people, though, they also yearn for inclusion. When it comes to displaying their independence and ambition, Cancer, a water sign, is the most subdued of the cardinal signs. The cardinal signs, which also include Aries, Libra, and Capricorn, include Cancer, since they are the major movers and shakers of the zodiac. Cardinal signs are here to effect change in this world and in this life. They start things moving in a certain direction. The only sign with the ability to summon cardinal water is Cancer. Cancer takes action based on instinct, compassion, nurturing, and caring. Cancer's emotional energy is what gives it potency. They take the initiative and exert a strong emotional pull that pushes boundaries. A cardinal sign not only has lofty aspirations, but also takes decisive action to realize them. Cardinals are naturally born leaders and initiators. Cardinal water envelops and occasionally manipulates others through the power of feelings. In my previous Gemini video, I said something similar. Your sun sign, Cancer, may bring to mind images of yourself as a young child or preteen just by thinking about it. You are capable of emotional intuition, but you don't have all the traits of the other zodiac signs. It is beneficial for each sign of the zodiac to comprehend the others. You are one of the leaders in appreciating your feelings and paying attention to your inner guidance. The opposing sign of the zodiac is what you wish to learn about. The fourth sign of the zodiac, Cancer, is then influenced by the characteristics of Gemini. That means Cancer needs to research Leo. In the end, each sign gains from and gains knowledge from the others. Let's now explore your childhood and discover the reasons behind your identity as a Cancer. Cancers often experience their best qualities in their most heightened state as children. Although raising a child born under the sign of Cancer can be enjoyable, it can also be challenging because of their intense emotions, which they can change quickly. They aren't just an emotionally charged sign for nothing. While sensitive and empathetic, a baby or children born under the sign of Cancer needs a lot of extra care. Up until they reach a certain age when they start to explore their artistic and imaginative side, Cancer children are frequently highly demanding. They get a great deal of independence as they start to comprehend and use their imagination. When you were growing up and heading into your teenage years, you were probably more likely to be a little stubborn, have the occasional tantrum, and spend a lot of time entertaining yourself. Cancers are highly sensitive to shifts in planetary placements and changes in the universe, which can induce mood fluctuations. Especially Cancer children, they will frequently experience the reaction to a planet entering retrograde or entering a new house before any other sign, regardless of age. Every family can benefit from the constant infusion of sunshine that Cancer children bring. It all stems from the fact that the moon is the only object in the universe that is capable of reflecting light from the sun. While they may go through phases of depression or feel stuck, they'll frequently have a strong concern for making other people happy. As a child, you might have made a lot of sacrifices for the happiness of others, including the adults in your life. Usually, firstborns or children who are considerably older than their younger siblings find themselves in this predicament more frequently. Male and female firstborns who are also inclined to develop their leadership abilities early in childhood are likely to pursue leadership positions in their future careers. Cancers may discover that they are giving more love than they are getting, or they may grow dependent on the family member who gives them the least amount of care. Because of this, it could be challenging for them to try new things and gain confidence. It may seem like a setback at first, but many Cancerians thrive throughout their later adolescent years. As children, Cancers are by nature highly nurturing. This is evident in both Cancers with really difficult childhoods and Cancers with extremely easy childhoods. Although they truly want to show their love and affection to everyone around them, they usually appreciate spending time alone. In general, these kids require support and sustenance. Cancerian parents should concentrate on assisting their children in acquiring abilities that can counteract some of their flaws, like moodiness and a tendency to isolate themselves. They should also make a conscious effort to give a Cancer the care and space they require to process the day or especially upsetting events. Given to Cancer's capacity for empathy and emotional receptivity, even a family argument may cause the Cancer child to require some alone time following some hugging or extra attention. After discussing Cancer's childhood, let's move on to discuss the need of solitude for Cancers, particularly as adults. Another affinity of Cancers is for the home, family, and dwelling. They frequently have a strong desire to build their own home or a strong attachment to their current residence. Whether they are related by blood or not, they frequently surround themselves with the people they love and make their new house feel like home. Cancerians usually require a lot of alone time and can be shy people. Nevertheless, their innate leadership qualities and propensity for positivity and generosity draw them into the limelight. Not only do Cancers enjoy their alone time, but they thrive in it. Take a day for yourself if you're a Cancer and feeling a little sad, stressed, bewildered, or listless. They can have fun on their own and don't require other people to make them happy. They prefer to remain alone if they don't have a partner, despite the fact that they are emotional and have a strong bond with their family. Cancers typically don't mind if they don't have a perfect family environment. They'll make their own, even if it might take some time. They are emotionally spent, not simply from being among people, but also from sensing and experiencing every emotion that those people have. Even the most gregarious of Cancers will need time to unwind. They don't have to be reclusive to enjoy their solitude. Cancers with low extroversion may be more easily overwhelmed by emotional input from others and require more alone time. Cancers are extremely devoted to their solitude and alone time with their families. There are a few distinctions between genders and cusp-born Cancers, and not all Cancerians are introverts. However, there's a general comfort factor to being alone. Almost all Cancers will require some alone time to work through their feelings, refuel, and get ready to tackle the next challenge. Cancers are people-loving and easily taken over by other people's feelings. They are ruled by the moon, are in the water sign, and their house is symbolic of the family. They are adept at communicating and have no trouble sensing the feelings of others, yet they find it all too much. Being isolated also teaches Cancers about their own strengths and flaws. When viewed from the outside, since they are among the strongest and most empathetic signs of the zodiac, Cancers are well known for their positive traits. This set of qualities makes these people sought after and maintained as lifelong friends. Because they are so focused on the people in their immediate vicinity, Cancers typically aren't aware of their various talents and what they may offer. A Cancer person tends to withdraw and feel underutilized when they realize that they are only needed for particular aspects of their personality. When it appears that they are simply valued for a certain aspect of themselves rather than being genuinely loved, they don't stay around for very long. Cancers do not want to be around for the sake of others. Instead, they want pure, unconditional love. You'll see from their various assets that Cancerians are able to take full advantage of their own advantages, set appropriate boundaries to ensure they are not taken advantage of, and engage in mutually beneficial interactions. People born under the sign of Cancer are some of the most sympathetic and caring individuals you will ever meet. However, Cancers are strong in two other areas: empathy and compassion. Because of their commonalities and emotional and sentimental origins, they are merged here. Higher degrees of compassion are more common with women. While male Cancers are compassionate, they could also have greater standards for the other party. Both male and female Cancers are nurturing in different ways. Typically, male Cancers give a little prodding in the proper direction, while female Cancers tend to be more sensitive towards a situation. The heart and head sensitivity that Cancers feel as water signs is the basis for compassion, sympathy, and expressions of pity. Empathy is a different story. While it can be a strength for others, an unskilled Cancerian may find it to be a disadvantage. Even though empathy is ingrained in Cancers by nature, it is a talent that they must acquire. Although they are inherently empathic, Cancers must invest time in honing this ability because it is not something they are born with. Kids have to cultivate empathy and be open to their changing needs as they grow and change. A well-prepared Cancer might be the go-to advisor among friends, co-workers, or family. They are frequently the ones who figure out issues and resolve interpersonal conflicts in small groups. Even though they tend to be shy, Cancerians excel at cognitive empathy, which makes them fantastic with others. Due to these two qualities, a Cancer should never be without true companions or the capacity to comprehend sophisticated emotions that are well beyond their years. They are aware of the impact an incident has on people who have first-hand experience, yet they always extend compassion and use their knowledge to accept each person's experience as being particular to them. These two skills have their roots in two different aspects of this sign of the zodiac. The moon is a symbol of the soul, emotions, and all that exists below the surface. This is the first relationship to the moon. Their second source is the ocean, where people's emotions are deep and their need to connect with others is even stronger. On a good day, the empathic and compassionate Cancerian can boost their own self-assurance and resilience as well as those of others. On a bad day, they can take advantage of these benefits to sway events to their advantage or, conversely, become overwhelmed by emotion and withdraw. It's not the worst outcome of these two strengths, though, even when they're by themselves or when they're exploiting their skills for personal gain. They often help people achieve happiness by approaching problems in new and unexpected ways, even when it seems like there is nothing but misery to be found. That's not to say that Cancers don't experience periods of gloom from time to time, but these are typically the times when they feel the lowest. Although deep depressive episodes and chronic depression are uncommon in Cancers, smaller levels of unhappiness are probably seasonal. More than any other astrological sign, Cancers are highly sensitive to their moon sign. However, because of their heart and head sensitivity to emotions, their moon sign may sometimes tamper with this strength if they don't know how to handle it. Learn more about your moon sign and be aware that the moon influences of each astrological sign differ from those of the sun sign. This power is related to the Cancer solar sign's cardinal element. As a cardinal sign, they're taking the lead in life's adjustments since they understand that there's always something good or advantageous waiting around the corner. They frequently reside in an environment of apparent abundance and are content with lives and material belongings that are far less than their means. Although their degree of loyalty is undoubtedly a strength, It also has the drawback of making them hesitant to viewing shady aspects of their friends or relatives. They demonstrate their extreme loyalty with sincerity, attentive listening, and real concern. These individuals demonstrate their allegiance by listening to their friends, co-workers, partners, or family members and helping them accept or improve any circumstance. Because they understand what they might have to put into a relationship, Cancerians tend to build strong friendships early in life and approach new partnerships cautiously in order to earn their allegiance to such an extreme degree. They are excellent co-workers and friends because of this strength. They work best when they have someone specific to focus their loyalty on, which frequently results in long-term partnerships for Cancerians. Even though they love their alone time, Cancers find that they function best in committed relationships, and they are typically the ones who provide that stability. While a person in a relationship with a Cancer may find it difficult to equal the Cancer's level of loyalty and happiness. Cancers don't anticipate much more from others than average loyalty. They don't anticipate having their level of loyalty matched. Therefore, one of the weaknesses of Cancer is that they have to be extremely loyal. When it comes to betrayed trust, Cancers react differently to shifts in allegiance. For instance, a Cancer would put loyalty ahead of self-preservation in the face of an unfaithful partner. This is a feature of their nature. They love this person and are devoted to them as a result of that love, so losing that allegiance would mean losing both the person and the love they have in their lives. Staying put and getting what they can out of the partnership might be a form of self-defense, at least until the trust is so thin that the loyalty is unfounded and breaks. Cancers are usually the ones that provide emotional support to those around them before withdrawing to spend time alone themselves and recharging. Sometimes, though, they refuse to back down and instead demand undivided attention from the people they care about the most. People are frequently uneasy about this sudden shift since they don't know how to deal with a needy Cancer who usually seeks space but now wants attention. Everyone else finds this to be really perplexing, and when a Cancer is having a rough day, they don't see anything wrong with that confusion. Cancers present a stern facade on the outside, but on the inside, they are sensitive babies. A Cancer also has a tendency to emotionally manipulate circumstances in an attempt to escape being the center of attention when they feel vulnerable. Cancers tend to linger over the past. They are sensitive enough to forgive, or at least claim to, but they never forget. Until they make the effort to mend and stabilize that relationship, a scar from the past will always be open. This specific vulnerability is a cunning one, as Cancers frequently gain from reflecting on the past. Cancers are prone to letting their sentiments build up and become grumpy as a direct result of suppressing their emotions. Regretfully, even for minor issues, they frequently lose their temper with the ones they care about the most. Moodiness and passive-aggressiveness are perhaps the biggest weaknesses for Cancers because they affect the people closest to them on a nearly daily basis. Their spouse and family members are probably going to bear the brunt of their abrupt mood swings and passive aggression. Many people celebrate Cancers as the Zodiac sign's greatest lovers. They appear like a match made in heaven for any romantic connection since they are sensual, emotional, and passionate. Regretfully, they also have a tendency to be a little needy. Although any sign in the Zodiac may learn to live with it given what they get from the Cancer individual. Unexpectedly, Cancers struggle a great deal with love, and there's a good explanation for that. Before we get into what happens to a Cancer after they find their spouse, let's talk about this romantic hurdle. They frequently discover that no other sign can match their intensity of affection, empathy, and emotional kinship. It may seem that the answer is for Cancers to find other Cancers, but because they can be so needy and prefer solitude, most Cancers are incompatible. In relationships between Cancer and Cancer, it is usual for them to find it difficult to communicate because they are both very responsive and demanding. In the end, Cancers enjoy magnificent love lives, and they should only receive the finest. They face the risk of getting taken over when they reveal too much about themselves. Although they have a tendency to take charge in relationships due to their natural leadership drive, they are looking for a companion who can help them find happiness. For Cancers, relationships are typically either amazing or turbulent. They are romantics who are full of love to give and who expect to be showered with love in return. Cancers create intense, long-lasting love in bed. They enjoy cuddling and making eye contact with their lovers. Many of these inclinations align with the water element of Cancer. There's much of closeness, but it's usually limited to a select few. Although they enjoy meeting new people and may occasionally indulge in isolated episodes of promiscuity, Cancers are not typically promiscuous. Although Cancer men are generally gentle, affectionate, and often nurturing, you have to work very hard to get past their exterior. They will stop at nothing to defend themselves, so a spouse may grow accustomed to a low-maintenance, very independent partner before they reach the point of trust where the Cancer guy feels comfortable revealing his tender side. Although they may be inclined to conceal this belief, Cancer men frequently value chivalry and may even be turned off by traditional courtship or romance because they know their spouse may have higher independence requirements. It's critical to acknowledge that males in the Cancer sign are susceptible to injury and that they tend to remember past hurts. One mistake could be the end of the partnership, or it could take months or even weeks to regain lost confidence. Though it takes them some time to warm up, Cancer women desire to be courted and romanced. In general, they are distrustful of possible mates and aloof. They wish to avoid getting hurt, but they also wish to avoid squandering their time. Sadly, despite their mistrust and reserve, a lot of people will discover that they are giving considerably more to relationships than they are receiving in return. Like Cancer men, Cancer women are feeling-driven and self-protective. Therefore, they are adept at repressing emotions they feel are inappropriate in a relationship. Particularly, the Cancer woman may hold back a lot of her feelings until she reaches a breaking point, at which point she may let off a torrent of feelings. Let's move on to the Cancer cusps now. You are a Gemini Cancer cusp if your birthday falls between June 17th through June 23rd. You are a Cancer Leo cusp if you were born between July 19th through July 25th. People on the cusp between Gemini and Cancer typically exhibit amplified versions of most Cancer personality traits and react more enthusiastically to the fundamentals of the Cancer sign. They are more prone to oscillate between mild and strong emotions and are frequently more devoted. If Gemini Cancer signs feel their loyalty was mistreated or undervalued, they will reject a partnership. Watch my most recent Gemini video to find out more about the Gemini Cancer cusp. Now, those who are on the cusp of Cancer and Leo may be all too familiar with this overconfident attitude, and they may even publicly think that they're faultless, unstoppable, or invincible. All people have flaws, including Cancer Leos, yet among all the potential flaws, Cancerians actually have it quite easy. All of their flaws are comparable, with the exception of Cancer Leo cusps, who experience a couple of these shortcomings more intensely than the other Cancers. Despite their tendency toward empathy and self-awareness, these Cancerians are counterbalanced by the purest fire sign. When the egotistical Leo and the intensely emotional Cancer get together, the result is someone who is confident and sympathetic, possibly to the point of being manipulative or even overbearing. Cusps between Cancer and Leo frequently need even more time to refuel. Although Leos don't have the same intensely sensitive nature as Cancers, they do ultimately tire out and shouldn't be bothered when that happens. That's what happens when a cusp of Cancer and Leo gets caught up in a negative thought pattern or dwells too much on the past. All they have to do is accept the situation as it is, take some time to recover and rejuvenate, and then come back to face the present. I believe I've covered nearly all of the information about Cancers. Every sign of the zodiac has a big impact on the world. Cancer, the fourth sign, is the first water sign and the second cardinal. Some may think that Cancers are too clingy and emotionally manipulative, but as you'll discover, Cancers are more nuanced than the stereotypes that have been attached to them. You'll probably view things differently when you've taken the time to truly comprehend and learn about them. I hope that whoever is watching this has found it to be both educational and enjoyable. I appreciate your time and would appreciate it if you could like and share this video with others.